From billion-dollar giveaways to the invention of Christmas. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out the 10 most famous marketing ploys of all time. Number 10. Got milk? In 1993, the California Milk Processing Board changed the landscape of advertising forever with one short question. Got milk? For such a short and odd question, the phrase became famous around the country and still offers up images of celebrities with milk mustaches on a regular basis over 25 years later. This famous ad campaign was developed by an agency for the California Milk Board, but luckily they allowed other milk boards around the country to start using the phrase in 1995, spreading the ad all around the country. Since then, celebrities ranging from Britney Spears to Elton John to Tom Brady and hundreds more have donned the famous milk mustache in thousands of magazine ads, TV commercials, billboards, and anywhere else things are advertised. While it's impossible to measure the results, it's fair to say that milk consumption has risen, in part due to the famous Got Milk ads. Based on its longevity and success so far, it's unlikely these ads will go anywhere anytime soon. Sorry for those of you that don't like them. Number 9. American Express's Small Business Saturday. One of the most unique marketing ploys in recent years has not been for a single product or company, but for a concept. Shopping on Main Street. When American Express launched an ad campaign in 2010 to promote shopping at small businesses during the holiday season, nobody could have predicted that they were inventing a new pseudo-holiday. But why would a company try to push the idea of shopping anywhere versus a specific store? Because as a credit card company, American Express benefits every time you swipe their card. So why tell people to shop at small businesses? Well, everybody's already shopping at the big box stores year-round, especially at Christmas. So a credit card company telling people to do what they're already doing is kind of pointless. Couple this with people wanting to support local businesses more often than they do, and you have the perfect untapped concept to sponsor. Making the holiday even more unique is the time frame it was invented, having been created in 2010. American Express has been able to drive the marketing through social media such as Twitter hashtags, sharing, and online advertising instead of traditional marketing. Great idea or crazy? I guess time will tell. Number 8. Pepsi's billion-dollar giveaway. Pepsi advertises in some weird ways. Most companies would be fine trying to give away $1 million, but not these guys. In the summer of 2003, they launched what they wanted to become an annual billion-dollar giveaway. The craziest thing is that it failed so bad, most people don't even remember it took place. Before we learn about this crazy marketing ploy though, take a moment to join the Zero to Hero community by clicking on the subscribe button below and liking this video. The giveaway was simple. Pepsi printed 1 billion codes with their products and chose 100 winning numbers at random. These 100 codes provided them with 100 contestants who would appear on a 2-hour game show special. During the show, contestants would be eliminated as a monkey, yes, a monkey, rolled dice to see who would go home. Eventually, one person would need to roll the dice and match the exact rolls in the exact orders as the monkey. Yep, still a monkey. Needless to say, there were no billion-dollar winners. Somehow the special didn't ever even happen and the contest was dropped for 2004. Nobody won the $1 billion, but a few contestants did win a few cash prizes. So at least somebody benefited. Number 7. Everybody gets a car. In 2004, Oprah became even more famous than she already was to begin with. On her annual Favorite Things episode, Oprah would give away all kinds of items she liked, or was sponsored to give away. In 2004, one of her favorite things was a new Pontiac, so everybody in the audience, all 276 people, received a free car. This goes down in history as one of the largest and most expensive giveaways in TV history, coming in at about $7 million. But some critics say it was a bad move by GM to do it, while others say $7 million in traditional advertising would have been forgotten in the long run. On the negative side, GM reported that they did not see a bump in Pontiac sales after the promotion, and the car they were giving away was more heavily promoted towards men rather than women, making the Oprah show kind of an odd choice of venue for the giveaway. Either way, people still talk about the event more than a decade later. Unfortunately for GM, the marketing brings up more of an image of Oprah than of Pontiac. Number 6. Father's Day during the Depression. In 1914, Woodrow Wilson declared Mother's Day an official holiday. Around that same time, the idea of Father's Day was gaining ground in the hearts and minds of America. An unofficial Father's Day was celebrated in many areas of the country during the 20s and 30s, which piqued the interest of struggling businessmen. Companies that specialized in men's products and services, from hardware shops to tailors, realized that they could use the unofficial holiday as an excuse to offer sales and promotions in hopes of driving business. And it worked. Pretty soon, Father's Day became kind of a pseudo-holiday driven by businesses looking to make a buck. Father's Day officially became a holiday in 1972 when President Richard Nixon signed it into law. Today, the holiday continues to be a day to celebrate the fathers in our lives, as well as an opportunity to buy them stuff on an arbitrary day in June. Number 5. The engagement ring. Every married man has the De Beers Diamond Company to thank for their empty wallets. Nearly 100 years ago, diamonds were incredibly rare, until the De Beers Company found tons of diamond mines in South Africa. So the company did what any sensible company in their position would do. They bought the land, mined the diamonds, and launched an endless campaign to convince everyone that diamonds are still rare and valuable. Their biggest invention? The engagement ring. In the late 1930s, America was neck-deep in a major financial depression, so selling diamonds was hardly a priority for people. Harry Oppenheimer of De Beers decided to work with an ad agency to drive a strong narrative into the hearts and minds of men and women around the nation. The cornerstone of his message was that diamonds are so rare and special that they are the only reasonable gift a man could possibly give to his future wife. The campaign went well beyond magazine ads and radio spots. Soon, the entertainment industry jumped on board, showing male characters always giving diamonds to their favorite girl. As the country recovered from the Depression, men everywhere started buying diamond engagement rings. After all, they are the only reasonable gift, right? Number 4. The shopping mall. What better a marketing ploy than to shove every type of store into one giant store, right? The shopping mall, as we know it today, changed the retail landscape forever. It provided a way for everyone to find something they liked all in one building, and brought up an entire generation on hanging out near stores full of stuff to buy. Oddly enough, the shopping mall visionary, Victor Gruen, ended up hating his creation. He originally wanted to develop kind of a Main Street 2.0 feel, if you will. He envisioned some shops and a lot of open space for community events and socializing. But as time went on, malls just filled with more and more stores, and less opportunity for connection. Today, malls are dying off quickly, but some are oddly starting to take the form that Gruen had always wanted. Many malls today are losing store tenants and filling the empty spaces with playgrounds, green spaces, and even venues. It only took a few decades for Gruen's original vision to be realized. Number 3. Campbell's Green Bean Casserole. Every food company today offers a recipe on their label. Sometimes it's a cross-promotion with another brand, but these recipes always happen to require the food item itself. Most companies don't expect much benefit to their bottom line for offering these free recipes though, but Campbell's could never have predicted the success of their green bean casserole recipe decades later. In 1955, Campbell's and their marketing team needed a new recipe to offer on their cream of mushroom soup. Meanwhile, they also needed a recipe for a featured article with the Associated Press. After trying out a few things in the kitchen, it was Dorcas Riley who is credited for developing the green bean casserole idea. Today, Campbell's sells over $20 million worth of cream of mushroom soup, likely most of it going into the green bean casserole. The original recipe card now sits in the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Who knows what would have happened to the soup if it weren't for the now world-famous recipe. Number 2. Coca-Cola and Santa Claus. Before the 1930s, the image of Santa Claus was basically up to the interpretation of whoever drew, described, or portrayed the famous gift giver, from fat to thin, tall to short, and wearing green more often than red. Santa had a ton of different looks. That was until Coca-Cola came along. Coca-Cola started putting Santa drawings on their products and advertisements in the 1920s. They designed a red-clad, jolly fat man, and by the 1930s had hired artist Haddon Sundblom to design the famous Santa style we know today. Over the following decades, the Santa-based ad campaigns became so well known that everyone else started copying the style for their products, books, movies, and TV specials. Today, Santa can still be seen in a variety of forms depending upon the culture, but most of the Western world knows the jolly old fat man in red as Santa Claus. And it's mostly due to the designs of Sundblom for the Coca-Cola Company. Number 1. Commercialism of Christmas. Continuing the theme of Christmas, let's talk about the biggest marketing ploy of all time, turning Christmas into the holiday of shopping. Christmas has been celebrated for nearly 2,000 years around the world in various ways. Most of its history involves religious celebrations, but recent centuries, and especially in the 20th century, America has led us to a holiday more driven by commercialism than the original religious meaning. First, Christmas lands at the perfect time of year, the end. Nearly every company finds itself struggling to move products off the shelves at the end of the year in order to make space for their new ones. Christmas offers a great excuse to have sales and tell people what they need to buy now. Second, it has been tradition that companies give bonuses and extra money to their employees at the end of the year. When a company sees that they have met or exceeded expectations during the fiscal year, they tend to give a bit extra to their employees as an incentive to keep up the good work. This creates extra cash on hand, right at the end of the year. Might as well spend it, right? Third, the concept of gift-giving comes right from the Christian-inspired side of Christmas. Christians speak of the birth of Jesus as the greatest gift God ever gave us, and the story of the 3 wise men provides a narrative of gift-giving at Christmas. All of this provides marketers with a great way to push the idea of shopping like crazy for everyone you know, all at one specific time of the year. So, what do you think about these famous marketing ploys? Let us know in the comments below and take care.